Hi, I'm Jane King here at the New York Stock Exchange filming another episode of New to the Street. Since 2009, we've been spotlighting some of the most exciting companies, those preparing to go public and those already trading. Catch our interviews as sponsored programming on Fox Business and Bloomberg Television, or watch on our fastest growing platform, YouTube, at New to the Street TV. Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to New to the Street. I'm Anna Berry, and today I'm joined with Dr. Joe Palumbo at BioVie Inc. It's a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company dedicated to developing innovative therapies for neurological and neurodegenerative disorders, including Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Nice to see you today, Doctor. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much, Anna. Really delighted to be here and talk about some of the work we're doing. It's an exciting time.
Such important work. As we know, so many of us know Parkinson's is a debilitating disease and it affects millions worldwide. Right. So talk a little bit about BioVie's latest research and how it aims to address these challenges that patients face.
So we're developing a new molecule. The molecule is called bezisterim. And bezisterim it's different. It's different from the other molecules that have typically been developed for the treatment of Parkinson's. What makes it different is that we're treating inflammation. And inflammation is a condition in which the body tries to defend itself, gets a cellular response, a biological response, but perhaps in Parkinson's it goes too far. And bezisterim is a molecule that tries to reset the balance. And we believe that by resetting that balance, we allow energy to go where it needs to go for cells and neurons to function as they were intended to, and hopefully to restore the ability to move, restore the ability to think in certain cases, and help people even sleep better. So these are the things we're beginning to look at because Parkinson's is complex and this molecule is different.
Wonderful. Well, that's great news on that front. And we're also going to talk about long COVID. There's still so much we don't know about long COVID. So talk a little bit about what are some of the key findings your team is uncovering and how might they shape future treatments?
Yeah, so it turns out that long COVID is also, at least in part, an inflammatory disorder. And we can look at chemicals in the body, things called cytokines, other molecules that change how the body reacts to invaders, how the body reacts to small changes in its environment. And we can see that this level of inflammation appears to affect how patients with long COVID are able to think, how energetic they feel. And so what we're looking at is, again, this same molecule, bezisterim, in a grant provided by the Department of Defense. And we'll talk about that, I think, later. But by correcting, again, this imbalance in inflammation, by allowing the body to use energy in the way it is intended, we're hoping to improve some of these symptoms of brain fog, of inability to get work done. So we're looking at all of these things in these two separate studies.
Well, with that said, talk a little bit about that grant you mentioned by the DoD. What is that about?
So we've received $13.1 million from the Department of Defense, and it's important for us to talk a little bit about that because we're asked to reference the source. Now, this was a competitive grant. A number of different organizations, universities applied, and based on our mechanism of action being different, being able to address these symptoms and signs of inflammation, we were approved with the grant, and we're just about ready to start. We've selected our sites, the molecule, the drug that we hope to become a drug has been shipped to the sites, and we're just waiting for a go signal.
Wonderful. Well, we hope that is very soon because this is such important work that can reach and help so many lives. So thank you so much for joining us on New to the Street. I look forward to continuing on this conversation. And for our viewers, it's BioVie, BIVI. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so kindly. Bye.
Bye-bye. There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals, trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Oh, honey, I forgot to tell you my parents are coming into town tonight for dinner. I'm thinking steaks.
Luckily, Bob bookmarked commercialville.tv, the internet's only truly localized zip code-enabled video search engine that helps you find businesses right in your own neighborhood.
By the way, baby, my parents became vegans. My mom isn't crazy about beards.
Tell me you have something else to wear.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Wherever you are, whatever you need, commercialville.tv's got you covered. We're globally local.
Welcome Ankur Kamboj, Chief Financial Officer of Roadzen, and Nisarg Kanya, the head of Roadzen's Drive Buddy AI. So great to have you both here and to join us. And Roadzen has just been doing so much lately in InsurTech. And I would like to shine a spotlight, though, on one of the potential game-changing segments of the business. And this is on the eve of finalization of major regulation mandate in India that will require all commercial trucks, vans, and buses to be outfitted with driver drowsiness and attention warning systems, along with other critical road safety features. So I understand we're just months away from the installation of this mandate, and that Roadzen is the only technology company that's been validated by the Indian ministry to be able to have this. So let's do a deep dive here into this opportunity. And you could just tell me quickly the review of the technology and the driving conditions in India that inspired this mandate. Whoever would like to take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. India is like, it has maximum number of accidents when we say it's per vehicle kind of accidents in the world. And the vehicle population is around 360 million vehicles on the road. And this results in close to 500,000 accidents every year, with a life loss of average one life lost in 3 minutes. That's a huge impact on the economy, and it impacts the GDP also. The road infrastructure contributes a lot into these accidents, but in the recent time, there are new highways, new expressways, motorways have been built in India. Now, what that causes with these high-speed highways, the driver drowsiness increases. And now that is increasingly becoming more and more driving behavior issue, right? Indian infrastructure is, again, there's a mixed kind of traffic on every road. There are like motor vehicle as well as non-motor vehicle. Now, this is the right time when Indian government has taken a stand to set up some standards to monitor these kind of behavior and not just distracted driving, but some other parameters also like blind spot monitoring, lane departure, etc. So we believe that the timing is very, very right, and computer vision on which Drive Buddy AI is built is the right kind of technology to take on this challenge, because computer vision is probably very good technology when you have to build a safety technology for the vehicles. The commercial vehicles, the mandate is for the sorry.
No, go ahead, finish. Yeah.
Yeah. The mandate is for the commercial vehicles, which contribute around 30% of the total accidents. So it's a huge leap from the government that they are taking a step on it.
Okay, interesting. So what is next then for Drive Buddy AI with regards to the mandate?
So basically, there are five different regulations. AI is 184, 186, 187, 188, and 172. So apart from 172, all four are dependent on computer vision and radar-based technologies. Where we have got already a validation for 184. We are now waiting for the validation to be done for 186, 87, and 88, where we have a technology readiness already available with us. In terms of 184 and other feature set, we have gone way beyond the requirements and regulation feature requirements. Our features in aftermarket are already apart from whatever is required for the regulation. Some of the features which are not even part of the regulation, we have been able to solve them. And drowsiness detection is basically is not a binary solution where it is like, person is drowsy or not drowsy. It is a progressive approach where we have been able to identify such cases and edge cases in terms of drowsiness, sudden sleep kind of cases, micro sleep kind of cases from the drivers when they are driving a long haul driving, which can turn fatal into road accidents in case it happens. So this is where we have got an edge. So that is where we are putting all our R&D efforts in the future, where we're trying to come up with a single box solution where we can comply with all these different regulations in a single box solution to all the OEMs, which will make things a little easier for OEM to integrate. I think other than that, regulations with the car will also follow soon, because now it has started with a commercial vehicle, and in car, the buying in India is already happening based on the global NCAP and Euro NCAP safety rating, where people have become more safety conscious, which will drive, I think, the adoption in the PVs vehicles also. So which is where we are waiting for the opportunities in the passenger vehicle segment, where we'll also take a leap forward.
Now, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of rapid fire developments coming up for you guys. So anything else you'd like to share with investors and stakeholders about the company and where you are right now?
Yeah, so Roadzen is close to $50 million in annual recurring revenue. We are very close to break even. We are approaching it pretty soon and growing very rapidly. We deliver demonstrable real-world efficiencies, cost saving, safety to mobility as well as the insurance industry with the end-to-end AI platforms. Yes, our stock is very, very undervalued today. We are trading roughly at 1x our revenue. A five-fold increase would really kind of bring it us at par with our peers. So considering that our stock is really at a risk-reward kind of very good level. The sell-side analysts who are covering our stock, they have targeted a price benchmark of $5 to $6 as a buying price for the stock. So yes, I would say it's currently trading really under $1 a share. So it's the right time to buy. So why not go buy some?
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Ankur and Nisag, for sharing this development. Congratulations on your new deal with the Indian government. And please come and update us once it gets implemented and we can see how it's really working in the real world.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for inviting us.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Attention investors. Acurx Pharmaceuticals trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
LightPath is a leading provider of next-generation optics and imaging systems for both defense and commercial applications. So with me is CEO Sam Rubin. Sam, great to get caught up on what LightPath has been doing. And let's start with that acquisition in February of G5 Infrared. Tell me about that and why that was important for the business.
Great. Good to be here again, Jane, and thanks for having me over. Yeah, LightPath over the last 5 years has been in a transition from a pure component company that was really, on the low end of the complexity of products, if you would, making individual lenses and components very commoditized with a lot of price pressure, to become a vertically integrated manufacturer of systems, of imaging systems. The acquisition of G5 is a major step in that way. G5 Infrared is a leading company in making infrared or thermal cameras, if you would, for long-range imaging, detection of objects from a very far distance. And with the acquisition of G5, LightPath is going to nearly double its size this year and add some very significant product lines that today, with everything going on in the geopolitics and the defense world, is key to a lot of the growth needed in the market.
Very interesting. And then the border as well is one area that you're working in, the G5 cameras. So explain what they can do at the borders.
Yeah, so G5 provides Elbit of America, the cameras that go onto towers along the border. And so this project has been in the works for a few years now. And with the current administration, the indication is that it's going to grow even further. The goal of this project is to have unmanned towers every few miles along the border that are constantly looking for incoming potential cars or individuals coming near to the border to potentially cross the border or do some threat. And so these systems are going to integrate AI in them and are going to integrate some offline ability to work and constantly monitor and stare at the border or even beyond the border to detect those threats, but without needing a person sitting there watching the monitors all the time. Because when you're talking about something as big as our southern border or even our northern border, you're talking about hundreds of cameras. You can't have people sitting there watching hundreds of monitors 24/7. It just doesn't work. So AI is going to play a major role there. And again, a place where the G5 cameras are going to play a major role in providing the technical ability to even see what's going on.
Wow, Sam, absolutely fascinating how you're on the cutting edge of all these changes geopolitically and how technology is playing in the future for defense as well. So really interesting.
It's an incredible time to be where we are. And we're so lucky that we've become a company that just 5 years ago, 8% of our revenue was defense. And now it is over 60% and growing. And so we're at the right place at the right time.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for updating us. And I look forward to the next time we speak.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Oh, honey, I forgot to tell you my parents are coming into town tonight for dinner. I'm thinking steaks.
Luckily, Bob bookmarked commercialville.tv, the internet's only truly localized zip code-enabled video search engine that helps you find businesses right in your own neighborhood.
By the way, baby, my parents became vegans.
My mom isn't crazy about beards. Tell me you have something else to wear.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Wherever you are, whatever you need, commercialville.tv's got you covered. We're globally local.
Wendy Diamond is an internationally renowned social entrepreneur, impact investor, humanitarian, and advocate for animals and underserved communities. She is also CEO and founder of the Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization. And Wendy, welcome and great to have you here. And I know it's almost International Women's Day.
I know, super excited.
Yeah, so tell me about, I remember last year there was some special things with that. Tell me about that and what do you expect?
Well, first of all, it's a really important day in the world to actually recognize women in history, women changing the world, but also the importance of women in our society. And that's what I think days like this are super important.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's nice to be recognized and to think about this. So now you also the founder of the Women's Entrepreneurship Organization. So why is that an important thing to do?
Well, I started Women's Entrepreneurship Day organization in 2013. At that point, I ended up in Honduras on vacation, not realizing it was the murder capital of the world. And I ended up volunteering for an organization that gives microloans to impoverished women. And I realized these women were receiving a $100 microloan and starting their own businesses that were changing the entire communities. And when these women receive these microloans, they're paying it back at a 98% rate. And 90% of that money goes to educate their children, provide for their families. 388 million women and girls around the world are living in poverty. 1 out of 8 women in America live in poverty. We don't even discuss this. So our whole foundation is about giving a hand up, not a hand out, and bringing governments, business leaders, civil society, entrepreneurs, investors together to collaborate to find solutions to economically empower women from the ground up approach to start their entrepreneurial journeys.
Yeah. What's planned for that? How can people do something, even a small thing, just to kind of help promote women in business?
Well, first of all, like anything, they can choose, we created a program called #ChooseWomen, right? Who's a woman that you could support? Is it, the person that cuts your hair? Is it the person that sells you a coffee in the morning? Is it somebody in your company that you want to celebrate? It's important just to celebrate the women in your lives and just show how important they are to supporting you and to supporting the community, and also recognizing the important women entrepreneurs, right? If it wasn't for super important women entrepreneurs, for instance, Whitney, who created Bumble, people wouldn't match and find love. Or if it wasn't for, let's say, the woman that created the chocolate chip cookie, we would not have chocolate cookies in this world. Did you know a woman created the dishwasher? Oh, wow. Right? Of course. Even now should love this, right? Yeah. So there's so many important women in our society that we do not really realize that have made such an impact in our own lives that we need to celebrate International Women's Day. We need to celebrate Women's Entrepreneurship Day. But more importantly, we need to celebrate women every day of our lives.
Yeah. And social media, as you mentioned, is a good way to do that. It's an easy way to do that, and it brings the attention to it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone could do it by social media or just supporting a local small business that's founded by a woman in your community.
Yeah, good idea. Wendy, thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for your leadership in this area.
Woohoo! Thank you.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
Oh, honey, I forgot to tell you my parents are coming into town tonight for dinner. I'm thinking steaks.
Luckily, Bob bookmarked commercialville.tv, the internet's only truly localized zip code-enabled video search engine that helps you find businesses right in your own neighborhood.
By the way, baby, my parents became vegans.
My mom isn't crazy about beards.
Tell me you have something else to wear. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Wherever you are, whatever you need, commercialville.tv's got you covered. We're globally local.
Health and Tech is an insure-tech platform company backed by third-party AI technology. It offers a dynamic marketplace designed to create customized healthcare plan solutions while streamlining the process through vertical integration, process simplification, and automation. And with me is the Chief Financial Officer, Julia Chen. Great to have you here. So explain how this works.
So our company is technology platform company. We're doing primarily two things. We create a healthcare plan for the small business owner where they can reduce their healthcare cost for the employees. Also, we are underwriter for the insurance company where they can have stop loss insurance combined together with healthcare. It's a medical healthcare plan. So our platform is free to use when the broker comes, and then they upload a very simple census. Then they get the bundleable quotes. Means the small business owner like the pricing, they buy it through the buy button. It takes only 2 minutes.
Okay.
You don't receive the millions of phone calls from other places and take information again and again. So it's a very simplified process. We use the AI, third-party AI too. So that's why make that very fast and simplified. So we have almost 1,000 different small business customers been using the product. How can we make sure our consumer have more convenience? Look at their data. What is, how can we further monetize our platform? We have 2 and 3 year plan ahead, but most important is we will be the exchange. Think about, what do you mean the exchange? There will be many insurance company will be on the platform, and then you can come, you can just shopping for your healthcare plan, and you can compete. It's a transparency, right? The market only function, you have a transparency. We want to be that. We want to be the Amazon of the healthcare. We want to have a transparency. That's our plan.
Okay, and I think medical insurance needs more transparency. So I'm glad to hear that's your goal. So Julia, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's my pleasure
Thanks.
to be here. Thank you.